Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayana Iti Namani Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthai Bhutade Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swamini Iti Namani Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prashadani Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paskacha Deshatanani Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Om Gyantimanandasya Gananjala Shlakaya Chakshoruninitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Jai. Welcome. Uh, Today we're going to be getting into hypnotherapy, hypnosis. Um, First, as a follow-up um, to the previous classes, I'd like to add another way to combine brain spotting and internal family systems. Um, And this was mentioned to me by a colleague this week. So when doing parts work, you can notice where the person is naturally gazing. Like when you just sort of identify a part, you can encourage them to gaze at that spot. A colleague told me that makes the ego state parts work go faster. And also you can do the parts work with bilateral sound. So those things will add a whole nother element of combining and having the, the healing go faster. So hypnotherapy. A hypnotic trance is something most people experience every day. Perhaps when first awakening, that between sleep and awakening is can be very trance-like. Perhaps when mesmerized by the beauty of the flowers on the altar. Um, I've been to temples where the flower decorations are just mesmerizing. It's like a trance. Perhaps the devotees may experience trance while gazing at the deity's feet, at their faces, wherever you're gazing, or while chanting, or while listening to kirtan and responding. So I reassure people that this is a conscious state of relaxation and that therapeutic hypnosis does not involve command suggestions. So they will not be ordered to do embarrassing things, as is common with the entertainers, the stage hypnotists. The stage version is something Srila Prabhupada cautioned against volunteering for, and personally, I agree with Srila Prabhupada on that. Occasionally, someone will be worried about getting stuck in trance. To my knowledge, that has never happened. Also, no one I've ever worked with has ever gotten stuck. So confirming uh, what I've read. Therapeutic hypnosis, it's a state of deep relaxation. They say like a deep theta state. It's therapeutic for the nervous system also. It's been shown to reduce symptoms of anxiety. Um, I found it particularly effective with panic issues, with phobias. The past life regression can be very helpful with phobias and a lot of different things. Just, it can be adapted to just about anything. With practice, it may train the nervous system to respond to stressful stimuli with calm. It just teaches the nervous system how to relax, especially if someone's experienced quite a bit of trauma. Relaxation might not come naturally. So it can be really helpful for that. Um, it's a state which can enable people to access intuition, to time travel, to be receptive to positive suggestions, and to access deeper healing. Sometimes people, I work with someone, they have an issue, they don't know why they have that issue. So it can be really helpful for that. I studied hypnosis with Dr. Irv Katz and Dr. Inula Katz for a year about 30 years ago. So this is before I studied the other therapies that I do. I then practiced past life regression with another student once a week for another year. So definitely a particular interest. It was helpful to to deepen the realization, that we're not our body and that this life is just one chapter or scene in a play. It's as you know, it's one thing to have a belief, it's another thing to have experience of that belief. As Shakespeare wrote, life is but a poor player who struts and frets his hour upon the stage. Srila Prabhupada said Shakespeare was Brahman realized, but didn't know Radha and Krishna. So came to the conclusion, at least in that soliloquy, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. So we know Radha and Krishna. We know there's a lot of divine and devotional significance to our lives. So I've also, I've used hypnosis quite a bit to help people heal from past life trauma and from ancestral trauma. In one session I did, and she gave me, permission to talk about it because it was really interesting. We were doing an ancestral, she approached me and said, I feel like my skin is burning. I'm feeling my skin burning. I feel like I'm going to die. So whatever it was really up for her. And I said, well, let's just, go into trance and see what that might be about. And it was her grandmother, and I didn't even know she had Jewish ancestry, but her grandmother was killed in Auschwitz. So there was the crowded in the train, there was the getting gassed in Auschwitz. At one point, I realized this is not just ancestral. You were your grandmother. So, so it was both past life and ancestral regression in one. So so the impact on her life was so much stronger than just one or the other. And Srila Prabhupada, the Acharyas, they say what you focus on at the time of death is where you go. And she was with her daughter, and she didn't know what happened to her son. So at the time of death, and when it came up in the regression, she was thinking about her son. And then she took birth as his daughter, who was the person I was working with. So I've used it with unwanted habits, give positive suggestions, with phobias, as I mentioned. I've used it to help people meet with other souls and with deities to resolve issues and gain guidance. And the demo next week will be a darshan demo. One time I did a session with a devotee, a mutual friend, an exalted devotee had recently left her body. And we met with her in trance, and she told us, there is no more anxiety. And when my dad died, as soon as I heard that, I immediately asked my husband, I handed him a script and asked him to guide me into trance to check out how, my dad was okay. And as soon as I went into trance, Narayan Maharaj immediately appeared and said, he's with Jesus, they're on their way. And this was so reassuring. So it can be, there's so many different ways hypnosis can be helpful for people. Other times I've done future progressions, normally guiding people to a time in the future where they have achieved their goals, whether it's their weight goals or whether they've given up smoking. One person said, it's as if I never smoked. And this was just in trance in the future to where she had quit. I might say to a devotee, now go to a time in the future where you are immersed in bhakti and feeling satisfied and blissful. Notice what's going on around you. Where are you? What other people are in your life? What else is happening? What advice would you give your present time self? Now come back to the present, bringing all that guidance, inspiration, hope, joy, whatever it is with you. So For inductions, particularly online, I do deep progressive muscle relaxation and I give it some time. It takes some time, but the actual process of that deep progressive muscle relaxation is so therapeutic for, anything going on in the body. So, people, I used to be a massage therapist. So, and, people say, oh, it's kind of like getting a massage. That relaxation that happens going through the body. I go top down. Not everybody does. I found that most effective. Um, so, and deep progressive muscle relaxation is also one of those, when you're a therapist, you can put it in the notes because it's a recognized treatment for stress and anxiety. And with what the demo we're about to do, it's fine that if you all go into trance, you know, like I said, it's a normal, deep, relaxed state. In fact, it's great if we're all in trance, and I normally go into something of a trance when I'm guiding a hypnosis session. If you have a recliner or couch or some way to support your head, it's easier to relax. And the deepener I do is going to be with fractionation. So this is where, you're guiding someone deeper and then less deep and then deeper. They found that that helps people to go even deeper. So the back and forth can really help. So now we'll go ahead and do the demo with Rukmini. And your
Hello,
nice recliner, perfect. Arival,
I'm
welcome,
ready to go.
Rukmini. You're ready to go. Beautiful. So, what would you like to focus on?
Well, the issue that I was thinking is the violence and anger that occurred to me in some moments that it's just like being an issue that it's been just like really hard to work on it.
Hmm.
Um, so I've been doing like a lot of things and this being just like something that is just like for my whole life. If I cannot remember when that starts, so I just like think that because it's so hard to work it, it may be something that is just like being with me like for too long.
Mm. So, with that issue, it could be past life, it could be ancestral.
Mhm.
So with this being a past life demo, um, you know, at one point, um, I'll ask while you're in trance, is the source of this issue, the memory of which we most healing, is it past life, ancestral, or from the womb? Um, just, rather than rigging it to be past life, just go ahead and answer it for what it is. Um, and then because this is a past life uh, demo, I may give, I may just give the suggestion for you to go to a past life, the memory of which will be most helpful with your bhakti. Is that okay with you if we do it that way?
Yes, that's okay.
I mean, some issues are really sort of clearly past life, and this one definitely could be either if it's not from this life. So, yeah. And is it possible to bring I can hear you, but is it possible to bring it just a little closer so it's just a little louder?
Let me see if it's my mic.
That's already better, just that little bit of sliding closer. I think we're
Okay,
good.
okay, thank you.
So just, make yourself as comfortable as you possibly can. Oh,
Mm,
someone mentioned they couldn't hear the presenting problem. Um, uh, it's it's feeling kind of a, would you say angry energy? Or you mentioned the word
Mm-hmm.
violent, but and and uh, and earlier you mentioned uh, uh, that it leads you to speak kind of harshly to your within your family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, so that's the issue. Um, so it's fine to adjust for comfort at any time. And now notice above you is hovering a golden magnet. This is a magnet of golden light, which is empowered by the removers of obstacles um, to absorb any stress, tension, or distress you would like to release in the session. And now go ahead and just assure your parts it's safe to relax. And now take a couple of deep breaths while focusing on the sensation in the back of your throat. That's where the vagus nerve is, very relaxing. With the inhale, and then focus on a long, relaxed exhale. If you want, you can imagine you're blowing through a straw. And now notice your head relaxing, unwinding, and letting go of any tension. Invite the muscles of your jaw to soften and relax. Notice your mouth relaxing and cheeks relaxing and releasing any tension. Now notice your sinuses relaxing, unwinding, and letting go. Notice the muscles of your scalp relaxing, the top of your head relaxing. Now notice your brain relaxing, unwinding, and letting go of any stress, tension. It's safe to relax. Notice as your brain sinks even deeper down into relaxation, your thoughts begin to slow down. Your thoughts may be like soft, puffy clouds floating across a blue sky. Or maybe your thoughts are like leaves floating down a meandering stream. There's no need to pay your thoughts any particular attention as they slowly float on by. Feel free to let your mind continue to drift and float. Now notice the muscles around your eyes relaxing. Notice your eyelids getting so heavy, so relaxed. It's as if you couldn't open them. They're so relaxed. You know you could if you really wanted to, but relaxation feels so nice. You naturally choose to keep them closed. Notice the muscles of your neck relaxing and your neck aligning. Notice your neck now relaxing, unwinding, and letting go as your neck muscles soften and become as loose as soft rubber. Notice your shoulder muscles relaxing, unwinding, and letting go of any tension. Notice your upper back now sinking into relaxation. Notice your upper and mid back muscles relaxing and releasing tension and relaxing even deeper. deeper down into relaxation. Notice any remaining tension flowing from your neck, shoulders, and upper back, down your arms to your forearms, through your hands, out your fingertips, and into the golden magnet. Notice your arms feel so heavy, so relaxed. It's as if you couldn't move them. They're so relaxed. Now tell yourself, my hands feel warm and heavy. And again, my hands feel warm and heavy. Notice your chest relaxing. It's safe to relax your chest. Breathe in relaxation as your lungs relax, and release any remaining tension with each exhale, sinking even deeper down into relaxation. Notice your heart relaxing, unwinding, and letting go of any tension and any emotional pain you wish to release, or your parts wish to release. Notice your chest sinking even deeper down into relaxation. Now notice your belly above your navel relaxing. Notice your stomach muscles softening and becoming loose. Notice to the right of your stomach, notice your liver area relaxing and releasing any stress, aggravation, and then relaxing even deeper. Now notice your belly at your navel and below your navel relaxing. Notice all your organs relaxing. Kidneys, adrenals relaxing, unwinding, and letting go. Feel what it feels like to be not only safe, but also secure. The feeling of knowing that your survival needs are taken care of and will be taken care of in the future. Now notice your lower back relaxing, unwinding, and letting go. Notice your pelvic area relaxing, unwinding, and letting go of any tension. Notice your legs relaxing. Your legs feel so relaxed, so heavy. It's as if you couldn't lift them. Now notice your feet relaxing, unwinding, and letting go. Now notice any remaining tension in your hips and lower back flowing from the tops of your hips down through your upper legs, lower legs, ankles, feet, and out of your toes, drawn into the golden magnet. Now we'll do a staircase deepener with fractionation. Imagine a beautiful staircase with 10 gentle steps down and a beautiful banister. At the bottom of this divine staircase is a soft mattress, soft white mattress with a soft pillow. Notice your sensation of relaxation doubles with each step down. Now step down from the 10th step to the 9th. Now from the 9th step to the 8th. From the 8th to the 7th. 9, 8, 7. You are doing very well. Feeling more and more calm, more and more serene, more and more relaxed. From the 7th to the 6th, from the 6th to the 5th, from the 5th to the 4th, to the 3rd. So peaceful. From the 5th step to the 4th, from the 4th to the 3rd, to the 2nd, and now all the way down to the 1st. Now step off the staircase onto the mattress in a state of total peace and ease and relaxation, as if not a care in the world. Stay here for a moment, reveling in the peace and serenity. Now imagine you're in a magic transcendental garden. Know your garden is a completely safe place and there's nothing you are allergic to. Notice the flowers in your garden, growing for the deities perhaps. Notice their colors and fragrances. Notice any tulsi growing in your garden. Notice her beautiful manjaris. Notice any beautiful birds, like maybe parrots and peacocks and other birds with beautiful songs. Notice any butterflies. Notice the greens and the leaves and the blue of the sky and any clouds. Notice the sounds of the birds and breeze. Notice if there is a fountain or nearby stream or waterfall or ocean. Notice the sounds and fragrance of the water. Notice the temperature of the air and the feel of any sunshine and breeze. Pick one spot in your garden that will be your empowerment spot. And let me know when you are standing in your spot.
Wow.
Mm. And now notice in front of you is a screen made from the finest gold mesh. And it's about 7 feet high and 6 or 7 feet across. And this screen is empowered by deities who remove obstacles. It is self-clearing, so whatever it filters will dissolve automatically. Go ahead and take your time and step through the screen several times, allowing it to filter through your mind and body and emotional body. Filtering out emotional pain, maybe stagnation, any anartas. Take your time and let me know when that seems complete for now.
Wow.
Now notice the screen has vanished a whiteboard has appeared in front of you and you have a marker in your hand. On the left side of the board, it says before birth, and on the right side, it says after birth. In a moment, I will ask you a question, and you will be inspired automatically to circle one of those two, either before birth or after birth. Is the memory of which will be most healing to your pattern of anger and harsh speaking before birth or after birth?
Before birth.
And now notice that the whiteboard goes blank. And now on the left side of the whiteboard, it says past life. In the middle, it says ancestral. And on the right side, it says in the womb. In a moment, I will ask you a question, and you will be inspired automatically to circle one of those three. Is the memory of which will be most healing for your pattern of harsh speaking, past life? Is it ancestral, or is it from the womb?
From the womb.
And it's from the womb. So knowing it's from the womb and that this is a past life demo session, knowing that you can heal whatever it is from the womb at another time, no problem. Now notice a time machine of your own design has appeared. Something like a spaceship or a plane or a vehicle or even an elevator. This or could be a bubble. It can be made out of whatever materials you would like, just so you feel safe and comfortable traveling through time. Take your time and let me know when it's ready.
Ready.
Now step into your time machine and set the dials for that past life, the memory of which will be most helpful for your bhakti in this life. Feel yourself now going back in time, back in time, back in time, before this birth, back in time. And when you have arrived, describe your feet and describe what's happening in present tense as if it's happening right now.
And my feet on the sand, the dark sand, and
Feet on
it's
the dark
wet.
sand, wet. What else are
And
you noticing?
my feet are big and very white.
Mm,
It's cold.
mm. Do you get a sense of, sounds like adult, male body, female?
A female body.
Mm. And what's happening around you? What's going on in your life?
Feel cold and scared.
Mm. What are you scared about? What's happening or what might happen?
It's cold and I don't know where I'm supposed to go.
Mm. You don't know where you're supposed to go. And where do you feel the fear in your body?
Feel my legs.
Mm. Anywhere else or no?
Feel cold.
Mm.
Lonely.
Mm.
Afraid.
Mm. Does the fear have a particular color or shade?
It's dark blue.
Mm. And what would you like to do with the fear in this moment? Would you like to explore it some more, or would you like to release the fear?
Like to talk to someone
Mm.
and be able to understand what I have to do.
Mm. Would you like to talk to a source of guidance? Or is there someone near you you can ask what to do?
Or I feel lonely and I don't
Mm.
know. I don't know who to talk about this.
Mm.
And
Do
I
you have
feel the
any
breeze.
do you have any belief in God in this life or some higher power?
Yes.
Would you like to talk to God?
Yes.
So go ahead and invite God so you can talk to God. Let him know how you're feeling and ask him for guidance or her.
I just I just believe about something that is light, like in the sky.
Mm.
And I just pray for help.
Mm. Grace or help.
And I feel a lot of tension on my body,
Feel a
like
lot
a
of what was that in your body?
tension, like a fear that is still.
Hmm. Mm. What would you like to do with the fear? Would you like to offer that fear to God, to the light.
Yes.
Whenever you're ready, just go ahead and offer that fear to God, to the light that you see. And perhaps you see a personal form, whatever you see, go ahead and offer your fear.
The tension is gone.
Mm. And how do you feel now in this moment?
Feel better.
Mm. You feel better. And do you feel complete with this life, this memory, or is there something else you would like to explore?
I don't know. Just feel that the sea is very close,
Mm.
that it's windy and it's cold.
Mm. And how do you feel in relationship to the sea? How do you feel emotionally?
I feel that it's a way of escape, but I feel scared.
Mm. What are you escaping from? What's happening?
From pain,
From
pain.
from pain. Ah, got it. Got it.
And I feel that I'm leaving something.
Mm. Mm. Would you like to offer your fear and pain to God?
Yes.
Go ahead and offer your pain and your fear to God in whatever order you'd like.
Feel better.
Mm. Are you ready to step back into your time machine and come back to present time?
I have the feeling that I'm leaving something.
Feel that you're losing something?
Yes, that I'm leaving something that I don't want.
Ah, leaving something you don't want to leave?
Yes,
Is it someone?
yes.
Ah, And just allow yourself to feel the sadness and the grief that comes with leaving someone you love. And where do you feel that sadness and grief in your body?
My womb.
In your womb. And what color is it? Does it have a particular color or shade?
This breath.
Mm. And what would you like to do with that grief and sadness? Would you like to hold on to it, or would you like to offer it to God or release it in some other way?
Want to hold it.
Mm. You want to hold him. Go ahead and hold him if you'd like. And perhaps you notice by holding him that the grief and sadness may ease a bit. It may just dissolve by just holding him in the way that you're holding him.
Feel more peace. I feel that I'm saying bye.
Feel more peace. I'm curious, is he someone you know in this life?
I don't know. It's
And you don't
someone
have,
little.
yeah, yeah. And you don't have to know. There's nothing you have to know. And now notice, give him a hug goodbye if you'd like. And whenever you're ready, just go ahead and step into your time machine. Let me know when you're in your time machine. Knowing that if it's meant to be, that where you're going in time, that soul who you love so much may well be there. It's very possible, maybe even likely. Let me know when you're in your time machine.
I'm there now.
You're there.
Yes.
And go ahead and set the dials for present time magic garden. Let me know when you're in your magic transcendental garden.
There.
Mm. And would you like me to ask that question again? If that soul from the past life is someone you know in this life?
Yes.
Was that a yes?
Yes.
Yes. So that small person, that soul that you love so much in that past life, is that someone that you know in this life?
No.
No. Uh, so it sounds like maybe that soul has moved on. Has that soul moved on?
I feel that I moved on.
Ah, you moved on. Got it. Got it. Beautiful. Mm. We still have time. Do you want to do a little journey to the womb and see what's there?
Yeah,
Go ahead and step back into your time machine and set the dials for present life womb. And this will be more about what you feel. A baby in the womb is pre-verbal. So go ahead and set the dials for the womb. Feel yourself once again going back in time and arriving in the womb. And in the womb, go ahead and just describe kind of what you're noticing, what you feel.
feel heat in my hands.
Mm. Heat in your hands.
Feel sleepy.
Feel sleepy. And maybe go ahead and go to the time in the womb, the memory of which will be most healing around anger. You notice feeling that anger, and perhaps the anger has some heat. Do you notice feeling that emotionally or no?
I feel something in my stomach.
Mm-hmm. Something in your stomach.
It's
And does
dark.
it start? Does it feel like anger or frustration or no?
Yes,
Mm.
it's
And
pain.
is there something you're angry about? Or is this something that you've absorbed from maybe mom?
I feel that it's coming from outside, from her, but also from other people.
Um, and what would you like to do with this anger that you've absorbed from your mom and other people? What would you like to do with it in this moment? This anger you feel in your stomach and maybe your hands and anywhere else in your body you might feel it.
Yes, I feel it's shame.
Shame.
Yes,
Mm, mm. And often anger is protecting something like shame, some more vulnerable feeling. Would you like to release the shame?
yes,
And how would you like to release it? Would you like to just imagine God, goddess, golden magnet, or golden light? How would you like to release it?
I I would like to release it from my voice,
And
from my
from your
mouth.
mouth, voice. Yes, you can release the shame from your voice, from your mouth, and anywhere else. Is there anywhere else you notice the shame?
In my throat.
Mm. And would you like to release the shame? Are your parts
Yes,
on board also? Just kind of do some shame releasing.
yes,
Imagine. Would you like to release it sort of personally to a deity, or would you like to release it to golden magnet?
Well, to release it to my guru.
Release it to your guru. Beautiful. Go ahead and release the shame to your guru, and he knows where to release it from there.
Thank you all.
Mm. And would you like to release the anger that's been protecting from feeling the shame or protecting the vulnerable parts? Would you like to release the anger now also
Yes,
to your guru
to the
or some other
magnet,
way? Hmm?
to the magnet.
Notice there's a golden magnet hovering right there, right above any places in your body where you feel anger. And go ahead and offer the anger. Notice that the magnet is also whatever you release, it's magnetizing it, it's absorbing it, and it's just transmuting it, turning it into golden light.
I release it all.
Mm. Are you ready to step into your time machine and come to present time Magic Garden?
Yes,
Go ahead and step into your time machine and set the dials for present time Magic Garden. Let me know when you're in your magic transcendental garden.
I know.
Mm. And now come from the garden to the space of the room where you are, noticing the temperature of the air, the sensation of your body on the recliner, any sounds, fragrances, sensations of where you are. And in a moment, I'm going to count to five. And on the count of five, you'll feel refreshed as if you've just had a very deep rest, still relaxed, yet alert, ready to go on about your day. One, wider awake. Two, you can begin to bring some movement into your body if you'd like. Maybe your arms, legs want to move or stretch as you come wider awake. And three, feeling even better and wider awake. Four, and now feeling just right and wide awake. Five. And whenever you're ready, go ahead and bring your recliner up upright. And adjust the screen so we can see you.
Sorry.
Oh, can we bring her back?
It looks like she had the log back on. It looks like she actually disconnected.
Oh, okay. That's okay. We can just go into hearing from anyone else. Any uh, questions, comments, stories about sessions that you've done, and then whenever she's ready, we can ask her how that was for her when she's ready.
Yeah, could I ask you, Chandrika Prabhu? I was nervous when she was. Oh, go ahead.
Um, go ahead and
Oh, you want me
spot
to
yourself.
spotlight? Okay, sorry.
Sure. Yeah,
Uh,
just the normal for as if it's questions and answers. And
okay.
we'll just spot her if and when she's ready
For
to
some
share how that
reason,
was for her.
sorry, I can't see a spotlight for me. So, whoops. Now I'm really in trouble. Okay.
Oh, that maybe it's because your screen's not on. Like I just see a frozen image.
All right.
There you are. Now it'll
Sorry.
probably work.
Yes, it does. I'm sorry, Hare Krishna.
Oh, no
Um,
worries. It's natural. You probably went into a trance also. And so
well, I
and
came out of the trance, but
everyone can visualize that tree and the roots if you'd like, grounding back in.
Hare Krishna. Um, yeah, I was nervous when you, oh, here she comes, so I won't even start, okay?
Oh, no, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I was nervous when she was in the past life because I felt like I was understanding what she was doing there, and um, it was just an intuition, and I would have liked to have, I don't know, helped her in a different way, but you seemed so calm and collective, and it was fine that she was quite distressed. Any comments about that?
Well, now I'm curious how you would have handled it. I think that could be a good learning experience.
I don't know. I think it would have been too heavy. Yeah, I just, because she said that the ocean was a way to escape, and
Hmm.
she was so distressed. It sounds like that's what she wanted to do, is like she wanted to enter the ocean. That's what it felt like to me. And
Hmm.
I'm just wondering if you saw something like that, would it be, um, sorry, this thing is wrong. Um, what would you have done if you saw that and you understood something was happening? Would you have asked a certain way? I mean, it seemed like you were trying to kind of like move along a little more quickly. Was that accurate?
Um, I wasn't particularly feeling rushed.
Okay.
There was so much time. We had time for the womb. So I wasn't feeling rushed.
Okay.
I did ask what she was wanting to escape from, because sometimes I've
Yeah.
done a lot of past life regression. Sometimes there's physical danger happening. People are,
Okay.
like the enemy's coming or something, something's going on that's scary and the
Okay.
only escape is to go into the ocean.
Okay.
But for her, it was more about the only way she could see to escape from her pain was to enter the ocean.
Right.
Um, and at that point, it could go either way, like, it might have been a take your own life situation. I've certainly had people go to the time of death and leave their body in trance in that life.
Okay.
So it could have gone, um, but for her, she had quite a bit of fear about cold. And for me, my focus in every session I do is the healing and the clearing of the pain.
Yeah.
So that was the focus at that point. Where do
Right.
you feel, where's the pain? Um, with how I've done hypnosis before I was ever trained in IFS, I will often ask, what color is it? What shade is it? Help the person just really where in the body, help the person really notice the emotional pain, and then, they can choose to explore it or release it. And exploring might have been involved going into the ocean. For her, it wasn't particularly. Um, so it could have gone either way.
Okay.
How you would have approached it, I think would have worked fine, and it would have been just a bit different, but not but I would imagine equally effective.
Now Rukmini is back on, and Rasanti has a question. So
Let's Rukmini, go ahead and raise your hand if you'd like to. There you are. And maybe just bring your mic really close and or speak kind of uh, loudly and clearly. It was great when you were in trance. The way Pranada was writing down what you were saying, she had a better auditory.
Oh, I'm
It was
sorry. I
perfect.
didn't know that you couldn't hear me very well.
And I
Um,
didn't want to bring you out of trance by saying what. So I did a little bit of that. But how was that for you? That was deep. That was actually two regressions. How was that for you?
it was intense.
Mm,
It was intense. I'm still feeling like a little bit of like some kind of feeling of the moment that I was looking my feet and everything. It was, I think it was an intense moment
mm,
emotionally,
mm-hmm,
and it was actually very hard for me to speak at that moment because I was completely overwhelmed by emotions.
mm,
Um, but but I feel like a lot of release when we were thinking about the offer to God. And I think at the moment when I was looking down, it was kind of this is, yeah, like this fear, like I couldn't find like somebody to help me. And in that moment when you said to offer everything, it was very helpful to feel that at the end we can just rely on someone, even if we, like in that moment I couldn't understand, but my feeling was that I was alone and I was like an extreme danger. uh, so it was giving me a lot of peace to really be able to offer that, and gave me a lot of like trust.
mm, mm,
So yes, that was very nice, very helpful. I still feel like a little shocking because
Mm,
intensity of that moment.
yeah, I understand. And it, you could feel it in your body, couldn't you? You know,
Yes, yes,
yeah. So
everything.
that happens with past life. We can carry, emotional trauma from one life to another life. So that's very normal.
I was feeling a lot of tension all over my body, like kind of like freeze feeling, like to be really cold, and the
Mm,
tension was like extreme. Yes.
yeah, that's one of the really normal trauma responses, fight, flight, freeze, So you experience that freeze that can happen, when there's like you were saying, there was danger. You didn't really talk about the danger, but it wasn't necessary. The emotions were there, and you were able to, and it came up as a past life memory that would be most helpful in your bhakti. So in what way do you feel that that memory and that experience can help you in your bhakti in this life, in your devotion?
Well, at the moment when you said to offer to someone, I felt that it was like a light on the sky.
Mm,
So I guess that what I feel is that at the end, my life is being really hard, and I've been like going through a lot of trauma, but at the end, there is that light on the sky, like something
mm,
superior,
mm,
uh, that made me feel that I'm not alone. That was
not
my
alone.
experience.
Yeah. And and
Yes.
and also with past life, I said, do you believe in God in this life? Because, you know, what you believe with all your, experience of Gaudiya Vaishnavism, Raganuga Bhakti, and, it would be a bit different. So in that life, it's like, God was a light in the sky more than like, you know, a form with hands who can just offer your, and then, the hands or whatever will take the pain. Um, I mean, I was thinking, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm thinking that one way that memory can help you in this life is just knowing that when you feel pain, you can offer it to your guru. You can offer it. You don't have to, you don't have to endure it, live with it. You have that option, and you also had that experience. So it seems like that could be helpful. What do you think?
Yes, I feel the same.
Yeah. And I'm curious, the womb, how is that for you?
It was also that I was feeling something, and before you even asked me, I was feeling something like black on my stomach, and it was kind of the feeling of when you feel really ashamed, when you feel that is something really embarrassed you. That was that I was feeling,
Mm,
and also the heat on my hands. I couldn't figure, but I was feeling like the heat on my hands. Um, and it was nice that I couldn't release that shame too. I was feeling peaceful at the end to be able to. It is the first thing that I felt that was that I wanted to like throw up.
mm,
Uh, but then it's just like the black thing that I was feeling on my stomach. It was turning like golden, and it was
mm,
coming like in a beautiful way from my mouth. So it was feeling peaceful too. It was feeling better.
mm. Oh, I'm so glad.
Thank you. It was really
Yeah.
intense. I couldn't imagine that I will experience all this. Um,
Mm,
yes, because it's the first time that I ever do something like this. Like as you
mm,
explained, that someone can experience that. Well, we're sleeping. I had that experience, but I never had experience like as a therapy to release all that feeling, emotions. So it
mm,
was beautiful.
mm.
Thank you.
And it ended up being that I must admit when you said that, and I got the email this morning and you said speaking harshly. I'm like, oh, I'm used to, when people ask for past lives, I'm used to like, oh, I'm afraid of sharks or something, like it's like I'm not convinced that this lends itself to a past life. But then ended up being the perfect demo. We were able to do a past life connected with bhakti, and we were able to do a from the womb. And did you have what was it like? And no, the shame was not yours. The anger was not yours. It wasn't something you brought from the past life. Or at least in the session, it was from other people, from your mom, from other people. And babies can be very absorbing of what the emotional state of their mom. Um, did you notice a difference in it not being yours? Was it a little bit easier to release?
Because I was feeling that it was coming from outside, but also it was inside of my body. So
Oh,
it
okay.
was
So
like
there's
I was
both.
keeping it. Yes.
Mhm,
I was just like keeping it, like you said, like absorbing something from the outside and keeping it. Um, and in some way, I was feeling that it was just like round and black. But then when I was just like having that feeling, I just the first time that it came to my mind, it was shame. Um,
mhm,
yeah.
mm. Well, thank you so much, Rukmini. That was really wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That.
And Rasangi, who's been so patient.
Well, that was wonderful. I love my own deep relaxation. Thank you so much. I feel
You're
so
welcome.
recharged and refreshed. And I love the part about the garden. I was just flitting around that garden, spraying colors and bird sounds, and it was just joyous. That part of it, it was just, I was so excited like a little kid creating this garden. And then I had a question about the being and the attachment for this thing in her womb. And then you had her say goodbye and get back in the. You had her say goodbye. I'm wondering if there's anything else that could be done with that. Could there be an agreement to come together again whenever? I don't know. It just felt like this is an important thing. This creature, whatever it was someone important to her. And if there was more to do with that, or that was complete, or you know what I mean? I was just wondering about that.
If we did another session, I could ask. Um, she said that she moved on. I mean, I had the impression it was a person, just I could see the level of grief and sadness. And when I referred to it as a person, it did, she did she did not say, oh, it's not a person, it's something else. But so yeah, so you know, I try not to get too wrapped up in sort of the script of the past life when I'm doing past life regression, because my focus again is on, what's the emotional pain in the person that I'm working with. And um, I asked, do you want to explore it or do you want to release it? So if the person wants to explore it, then we can get more into the script. That's always an option. Like um, she wanted to release it. So we just, um, so chances are, I mean, she said she's moved on. When I asked, quite often when there's that level of love and attachment, there's the person again, like for example, my husband and I, here we are again. Um, so that, you know, that was not the case. And it wasn't, she moved on, and so it might well be that she doesn't want to go back there. She's moved on. You know, we all know that the exalted place devotees are, you know, connected with. So sh- she's moved on. And I just trust what people say.
Okay. I guess I was attached to that little, loving that little person, whoever it was, and then she had to get back on the ship and leave it behind. I don't know. It was just probably, it could have been me. But I also,
Oh, I think it's so wonderful. You're so caring and loving. And like, what happened to that person, that soul?
that was, and then I also love the golden magnet, to just let it go into the everything golden magnet in the sky. I like that image as well. The imagery of that.
Mm.
Lovely.
Yeah, if I'm doing hypnosis and there's the golden line, I have them imagine it's hovering above them. So it's not way off in the sky. It's kind of close, because it can, kind of magnetize out. Um, I've also, I mean, most of these images come up kind of intuitively, but one time I one time I was working, actually I think I was doing a massage with someone. I saw a little angel and I don't usually see much of anything, but I saw a little angel with a vacuum. I'm like, oh, angels can have power tools. So sometimes I'll say, oh, if something's a little sticky, I might say the golden magnets let down a vacuum attachment. So not only is it magnetizing, it's vacuuming. So,
Love it. That's so
um, or if something's really like sticky that someone may want to release it, but it's sticky, maybe we can add a little lubricant or something. I mean, anyone who's working with someone can they'll get their own intuitions and they can use their creativity. And like you clearly have so much creativity spraying the lights around in your garden, having so much fun with that. So yeah, it's
thank
it's
you.
a it's definitely a creative process.
Very awesome how it unfolded.
Uh, uh,
Yes.
Thank you, Rasangi. Anyone else? Has anyone practiced with someone? Anyone have without revealing any identifying information? Does anyone have something they want to share or anything else? We still have 5 minutes. Or if not, we could do some more grounding after everyone's been in trance, we can do some more grounding. Let's do some more grounding. So just bringing yourself present right where you are. Start by just looking around. Notice 3 things that you like where you are. It could be, where I am on the screen that you're seeing. And now notice what you hear. Just noticing, just being present, what you hear, where you are. Could also be just sort of noticing the sound of my voice. Notice what you smell. And this can be done in any order. Some people do fragrance first. Just notice the fragrance of where you are. With devotees, maybe there's a little residual incense fragrance, or maybe there's fragrance of the last prasadam that happened, or maybe there's just other fragrances. Notice the fragrance of where you are. And notice the sensations, the temperature of the air. If there's any air movement, notice the sensation of what you're sitting on, what your body is feeling, present in the present. And now just focus on the earth below you. You can imagine you're sending roots into the earth, or you can just bring grounded energy from the earth up into your body. And focus a little bit on your breath if you'd like. We've learned a number of ways to play with the breath. You know, if you focus on the sensation in the back of the throat, that's relaxing. That's where the vagus nerve is. But for now, if you're wanting to kind of wake up a little bit from trance, you focus more on the inhale. You know, in prana yoga, the inhale is energizing. The exhale is focus on the exhale is more relaxing. So if you want, you can just kind of do some real inhale focusing. So the inhale is more emphasized. The exhale can be a little faster than it would be if you're trying to relax. And thank you, everyone. And I will see you next week.